Hey everyone, welcome to Commander Cookout on YouTube. Top 5 in 5. This time the top 5 tips for surviving your very first MagicFest.
Oh, so exciting. It's the summer of Magic right now. Battle for Baldur's Gate, it's here. We've got CommandFest. Before you get to those though, you head on over to FusionGamingOnline.com. Use CCO Spring promo code to get a discount on all the stuff that you're gonna need for your next CommandFest. Now, number 5.
Watch out with your proxies, because technically you're not allowed to have them at these events. You can play them in VDH, and typically in casual games you can get them in, but anything sanctioned, you can be called if somebody doesn't like it, or if somebody catches you playing them.
Now, stay tuned further in the list. We are going to talk about having fun and making sure everybody's included. So just PSA for everybody, I've played at CommandFest in games that have proxies, but you really got to make sure you mention them at pregame and your Real Zero conversations because, like Brando says, in sanctioned events, you're not allowed to have them.
Number 4. Bring good, solid, well-organized bag or backpack of some kind. Don't bring a fucking hockey bag with 8,000 decks in it and you gotta open it up and dump it on the floor. There's not a lot of room. It's just rows of tables with rows of chairs behind them. You don't want people tripping over your crap.
Yeah, you see 1 or 2 or half a dozen people that bring, 3 of those DeWalt cases carrying 56 decks and a duffel bag, and then they got their backpack because a pro in 2004 told them that they need to drink lots of water, which is totally true if you're not drinking beer. You don't need all of that stuff. Just a backpack. That's all you need. Backpack, deck, water bottle. Don't forget your wallet. You're going to need it. Trust me.
Number 3 is an extension of number 4. Don't try and bring all your stuff. You don't need every deck you've ever built. You don't need 3 different colors of dice because they match the deck you're going to play. You don't need a change of clothes. You don't need a fucking umbrella. You don't need a pair of shoes. You don't need any of that stuff. You need the decks you're going to play, some dice, maybe a play mat, and a good attitude.
How many decks? Do you think 4? 4 decks?
I like to travel with 6, but that's because I have room for 6 in my well-organized backpack.
Ooh, I like to travel with 4 because in my backpack I do have my playmat, my water bottle, my fucking hand sanitizer, and a box for tokens and dice. So I bring 4, and they range in power from very jank and casual, couple medium, mid-tier, more tuned, longer time decks. And then I have 1 deck that is very close to or is a CEDH deck. And that gives me the opportunity to play any kind of game that I want. But again, not too many. Not too many. You're not going to play as many games as you think.
Number 2. We keep setting ourselves up. Pace yourself. Don't think you're going to get through every vendor, every artist, and 32 games of Magic on day 1. It won't happen. Okay, you're going to be visiting, you're going to be waiting in some lineups, so just allot that time and don't be dissatisfied with your experience if you don't get through everything right away.
Oh man, when you get there, lineups for your badge, vendor lineups, getting into command area lineups, and then games with strangers and chatting, where you're froming. Everything that you do is going to take a little bit longer than you think. That's why, like I said, 4 decks. That's enough. That's okay. 6 decks, that's top end of what you'll ever need because you're not going to play 32 games of Magic, even if that's what the plan is. And the number 1 tip, whether this is your first CommandFest or your 100th CommandFest,
have fun. That's why we're all there. Don't go in expecting it to be this competitive cutthroat scene with a bunch of people with dark glasses and their hoods pulled up, flicking their cards in front of their faces because they're trying to railgun you. That's a good one. We haven't said that in a long time. Everybody's there to have fun for the most part. Find your people. Look for these shirts. Sit down and you're going to have a good time at a MagicFest.
Oh yeah, whether you're brand new and never played outside of the kitchen table before, or whether you're CEDH or anything in between, whether you want to play for prizes or just free play with the people that you came there with. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do, what kind of Magic you play. Come to these events with the attitude that you're looking for a fun time and you will find people to play, and they're fantastic. We encourage everybody to come. Like Brando says, look for this and look for anybody in this kind of shirt, not necessarily just us, because anybody with a CCO shirt is going to be a good person to play with. Okay, speaking of good people, don't forget, if you want to become part of the nation and become one of our biggest supporters, you can do so over at patreon.com/CCO Podcast. Final thank you goes out to FusionGamingOnline.com, your source for all your CommandFest needs.
Ooh.
CCO Spring at checkout will get you a big old discount. Let's see a name of all our patrons right now.